Hello, Arlo colleagues. I'm here today to take you through the best way to get to resources in the course. We know it can be rather overwhelming, but we also know as we get together, this is bound to happen. We're going to share great resources, so I'm here to help us organize. That's part of my role. So on the resources page from Arlo, and again, you can always get to that from the menu. That's the way I like to. From the home page, there's also a resources link at the bottom with the picture. It's pretty big and clear. But either way, come to the resources page in Arlo, and that's a good central jumping off point. There are the synchronous sessions, and this is a more live and evolving sort of set of resources here because we build this as we go. The first 2 weeks are done, but we still have next week to go and 3 learning areas yet to go. So we'll be probably adding to that from next week's sessions. And then we have the OER, OEP, and student basic needs because those are 3 core areas. Student basic needs drives our social justice vision, and we're using open to help get there and to reach our goals. And so those are the main areas. And then it's the 4 pillars underneath there. And each pillar is a link. And you see stewardship and sustainability are 2 of those 4 pillars, and that's coming next week. We've been talking somewhat about professional development and certainly policy and strategy as we've been working along. But to get to any of these resources, you just click the link, and where you're going to go is to Google. And if you're not familiar with Google, please know that once you enter a space like this, up here, that's where your folders basically. So I'm in the Synchronous Sessions Resources by Date folder, and I've organized those by date. And so this is what we did today on November 4. And each time you open, you'll see a copy of the presentation, a copy of the Jamboards or the Padlet or whatever we did together, and whatever chat we were able to capture, especially when we had some of those great comments by students. But as far as the resources that were mentioned in chat, I collected all of those that I could. I tried to catch them all. I hope I didn't miss any. But if I did, you're certainly welcome to let me know and I can add to this. But then I tried to organize them by sort of topics that came up as we discussed together, and you can see that's from today, November the 4th. And so basically, again, if I follow the breadcrumb trail, I'm going to come to this. You might consider bookmarking this folder, and what you would do in Google anyway, I'm just going to bookmark that. And I happen to have a folder on my bookmarks bar called Arlo, and from there is where I just kind of grab either the site or OEG Connect, etc. So you could add this folder there as well if that was a way to help. But each of the links basically from our page in Arlo come from or link to these folders. So now the only bad thing was I did have a hard time. I couldn't just get right back to Arlo, so I had to type in arlo.org again. But as I said, you could either go from down here for resources or from up here, and I tend to like to go from here. And just sort of the last thing I just want to demonstrate again is if you click a pillar, you would be on the folder called Open Educational Resources. And again, that folder is in the Arlo Program Resources folder. Now these are color coded because if you right click, you can color code that. I put those colors on. That'll be individual for you. You'll have to color code those yourself. But I sure hope that helps you somewhat get a sense of how to manage the resources in Arlo. Thanks so much for your time.